Hey friends, it's Mrs. Jet. Since we can't be together as we usually are at school for our reading teams, I thought we would get together and do some reading on the internet. So I'd like to begin today by sharing with you from a story by one of my favorite authors. Her name is Kate D. Camillo. And the title of the story is Eugenia Lincoln and the Unexpected Package. And this story was illustrated by Chris Von Dusen. Now, some of you may be familiar with the author Kate D. Camillo or one of the characters that she writes about in the stories about Mercy Watson. Now, Mercy Watson, if you haven't been introduced to him from one of her other books, goes on lots of adventures. He's a very endearing pig who lives with the Watson family, and he has some neighbors, and his neighbors are Eugenia and baby Watson. And so let's see, I think there they are. They're on their porch looking at Mr. Watson and Percy going out for a drive in this book. But you may know these characters from some of these early chapter books with lots of beautiful pictures, and it's really a beginning chapter book, this series of Mercy Watson. So if you haven't yet read any of those, maybe you'd like to check out some of those stories and read them on your own. But today I'm going to begin reading for you from this story that has some of the same characters from the Mercy Watson series. Okay, so before we begin reading, I just want to ask you to think about the main parts of a story. So as we begin reading, we're going to want to think about the characters. Who are the people in the story? Who is the story about? The main character is usually one, maybe sometimes two, but usually one main character in a story. And there's a plot to the story where there's a problem and it's solved in some way. So I want you to be thinking about the main character, the plot, what's the problem, and the setting. Where is the story taking place? Okay, so those are the three main parts of a story: the characters, the setting, and the plot. So just kind of be thinking about those things as we begin reading together. Eugenia Lincoln and the Unexpected Package. We have the title page, and there's a dedication page. KD are the initials of the author, Kate D. Camillo, and she has dedicated this for Carla Marie. And the illustrator, Chris Van Dusen, has dedicated this book to Kate. It's an honor to illustrate your words. Chapter 1. Eugenia Lincoln was a practical person, a sensible person. She did not have time for poetry, gewgaws, whoop-de-whoops, or frivolity. She believed in attending to the task at hand. Eugenia Lincoln believed in getting things done. Baby Lincoln, Eugenia's younger sister, loved poetry, gewgaws, and whoop-de-whoops of every sort and variety. She was especially fond of frivolity. "We are diametrically opposed," said Eugenia to Baby. "You are woefully impractical. I am supremely practical." "Yes, sister," said Baby. "You are soft, and I am sharpened to a very fine point indeed," said Eugenia. "Well, yes," said Baby, "that's true, I suppose." "Suppose nothing," said Eugenia. "Believe me when I say that your head is in the clouds and my feet are planted firmly on the terra firma." "If you say so, sister," said Baby. "I say so," said Eugenia. And that is how it was with Eugenia Lincoln and Baby Lincoln, until the day the unexpected package arrived. "Package for Eugenia Lincoln," said the delivery man. "I'm Eugenia Lincoln," said Eugenia, "but I'm not expecting a package." "Well, whether you are expecting it or not," said the delivery man, "it's here." He smiled a very big smile. "Oh my," said Baby Lincoln, "an unexpected package." She clapped her hands together. How entirely, absolutely unexpected. Aren't you surprised, Eugenia? I am certainly surprised. Isn't it exciting?" "There's nothing exciting about it," said Eugenia. "It's annoying. It's inconsiderate. People should not send unexpected packages." General Washington, Eugenia's cat, brushed up against the side of the box in a possessive way. He said. "Stop that," said Eugenia to the cat. He stared down at the package. "I refuse," said Eugenia. "What?" said the delivery man. He was wearing a name tag that said, "I'm fast. I'm Frederick." "I refuse to accept the delivery, Frederick," said Eugenia. Frederick stopped smiling. He said, "Hold up there. Are you Eugenia Lincoln?" "I am," said Eugenia. "Is this 52 Decawoo Drive?" "It is," said Eugenia. "Then this here is your package," said Frederick. And that's the end of that particular story. He gave the package a pat, tipped his hat, and then walked along down the sidewalk to his delivery truck, whistling as if he didn't have a care in the world. Frank, who lived at 50 Decawoo Drive, came over as soon as the delivery man left. He said, "I see you have received a large package, Miss Lincoln. May I be of some assistance?" "Yoo-hoo!" called Mrs. Watson, who lived at 54 Decawoo Drive. "Whatever could be in that extremely large box?" "I have no idea," said Eugenia. "Just 1 second," said Mrs. Watson. "Mercy and I will come over and see." "Do not come over here," shouted Eugenia, "and do not bring that pig." But it was too late. Mrs. Watson and her pig were already out the door and on their way. "It's all so unexpected," said Baby. "Isn't it, sister? I, for one, have never been so surprised. Why don't you open the package and see what's inside?" Eugenia put her hands on her hips. She stared down at the box. She was very, very annoyed. She had things to do. She did not have time for an oversized, unexpected package. I wonder if there's something dangerous inside, said Frank. Don't be ridiculous, said Eugenia. Maybe someone sent you something to eat, said Mrs. Watson. Maybe it's a fruit basket. Who would send me a fruit basket? Said Eugenia. The pig snuffled the box. The return address says Blitzentrap Schmucker Company, said Frank. What is the Blitzentrap Schmucker Company? I have no idea, said Eugenia. The pig oinked. It snuffed the box some more. Life was too annoying and unpredictable and pig-filled to be borne sometimes. That was Eugenia's general feeling. Open it! Open it! Trilled Mrs. Watson. I think you should open it, sister, said Baby. I have a feeling that it's something wondrous. What a ridiculous feeling to have, said Eugenia Lincoln. But then, entirely against her better judgment, Eugenia bent down and began to open the unexpected package. I'm going to stop reading there today because this is a chapter book. We're going to share chapters together, and I have a bookmark. I've made myself a fun bookmark during my extra time here at home. And if you continue watching, tomorrow I will post how to make this nosy bookmark, and we'll put it right there because I'm sure you're all very curious. I won't say nosy, but very curious about what's in that package, and you want to know too. Do you think there's someone else who's nosy in this story? What are some of the characteristics that these characters have? I'd like for you to think about these characters and some of the traits that they have. Are there any words that you could use to describe Eugenia Lincoln? How about Baby Lincoln? How about Mrs. Watson or Frank? These are the characters that we were introduced to today. Perhaps there's one character that you would like to choose and use a describing word to say what that character is like.